a través de los años, especialmente en este año tan diferente. Express Publishing, Elite Publishing, National Geographic Learning, eFuture, McGraw-Hill, Scholastic, Galileos, entre otras. Asimismo, mi reconocimiento muy especial para el logro de este evento tan exitoso, en especial a nuestra gerente comercial, Mari Carmen Rosas, al equipo de asesoras académicas Lourdes Loaiza, Pati Medina, creo que todos las conocen, al equipo de marketing y a nuestros asesores comerciales. Les doy la bienvenida a este evento, espero que lo disfruten y que sea súper productivo. Son 3 días a full, así es que a disfrutarlo.
Gracias, Fiorella, gracias. Gracias, Fiorella. Thank you so much. And we continue. Lourdes, now in your hands. Hello.
Hi, dear teachers. Hello, Patty and all teachers. So excited to start. Yes, our convention. So I'm going to share my screen with you. One moment, a minute, please. Okay. Okay. Patty, is everything okay?
Yes? Everything is okay. Yes, everybody's looking. Yeah, right.
Okay, so we are going to start. First, we have important guidelines. Yes? Okay. Please mute your microphones. We know that you want to share with us, but during the sessions, please, your microphones must be in silence. Thank you. The break will be from 7 p.m. to 7:15. We appreciate you keep connected. You know that we have more than 700 teachers registered for this convention. So if you want to keep your virtual seat, do not leave the room, please, okay? Certificates will be awarded daily. To obtain them, you must attend both sessions in a day. And teachers who couldn't register on time and are now here, please fill in the forms, okay? See the chat box. We are going to have a form to fill in order to have or to get your certificates. So you must fill in the form. We will send your certificates from October 6th on. And attached to that email, you will receive a survey to complete because your opinion is important for us. And finally, do not miss our raffle, our traditional Nutesas raffle. So relax and enjoy because everything is prepared with love for you and commitment. And now, let me introduce our speaker today. Moment. Okay. Okay. Our speaker is Jair Felix, National Geographic Learning Senior, ELT Academic Consultant for Latin America. Has a BA in TFL from Universidad Autónoma de Sinaloa in Mexico, and a postgraduate degree on teachers development from the College of St. Mark and St. John, Plymouth, UK. Jair has been involved in language teaching and teacher training for over 22 years and has conducted workshops on various topics such as lesson planning, discourse analysis for language teachers, action research, educational technologies, and 21st century skills, among others. Jair holds a diploma in teaching English for specific purposes, DESP, and the e-tutoring certificate from the British Council too. He is a frequent presenter at ELT conferences throughout Latin America. So, Jair, are you there, Jair? Yes?
I am here, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that very, very warm welcoming. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jair. So the audience is all yours.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Nutesa, for the invitation and the opportunity to be with you today. Oops, apparently someone's playing with the screen. I love this. And so what I'll do in order to begin is I'm going to share my screen now with you all, so you can get to see my presentation. And just let me know when you see this gorgeous image on your screen.
Perfect. Yes.
Fantastic.
That's okay.
Very good.
Okay, good.
Beautiful. Fantastic. So as I was saying before, it is my joy and my pleasure to have the opportunity to be with you today. For those of you who I haven't had the chance to meet in person, my name's Jair Felix, and I work for National Geographic Learning as the head of the Academic Services Department in Latin America. On a typical situation, in a non-pandemic situation, I spend most of my time traveling around the continent, visiting schools, talking to teachers, analyzing curricula, and then putting projects for publications together. Projects that would leverage the content of National Geographic, but at the same time would provide teachers with the right content and the right tools for teaching English in the 21st century. Because of the pandemic, I'm almost half a year in lockdown. I haven't been on the road for the last 6 months, almost, but that is in the physical road, because I've had the chance to meet thousands of teachers and interact with hundreds of schools through amazing technology. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. Because of the pandemic and because of the lockdown and the contingency, we have been forced to develop innovative ways to keep in touch with our friends, with our students, with our teachers, and practically with everyone. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about innovation and creativity in times of crisis, if you may. And that's why I've called this the 7 C's. And I'm going to be talking about the 7 C's, but I'm not going to be talking about the 7 oceans. Let's not get confused with that. Because the first time I talked about the 7 C's, teachers asked me, what do oceans have to do with English language teaching? Because, you know, people say the 7 C's talking about the Pacific and the Atlantic, et cetera, et cetera. So that's not the kind of C's we're going to be talking about today, but rather we're going to be talking about 21st century skills. I'm gonna take the liberty of muting you all because there's a lot of background noise, but you have the possibility of opening up your mics whenever needed, right? So if you have to make a comment or something, you can open your microphones whenever needed, but I have muted you all so that we don't interfere with understanding. Fantastic. And so without any further ado, let's jump into talking about this framework for innovation and creativity amid current global trends. And so I'm gonna challenge you to do something for me. And for this, we're gonna use the chat exclusively. So get ready with the chat. And I want you to answer, or rather finish my statement with, it says 5 words there, but if you only want to use one is more than enough. But I want you to tell me in the chat, how would you finish your sentence? Today, my students are what? What would be the ending to that sentence? How would you define your students? And not only in the context of the pandemic, but what is the attitude and the behavior and the motivation of your students towards English lately in the pre-pandemic stage and also during the pandemic? How would you answer, or how would you finish rather, this statement? Let's take a look at the chat. You can use the chat here to finish. Creative, challenging, independent, enthusiastic, talkative. They're very tired. Absolutely. They're sad, but they're self-confident. They're creative. They're awesome. They are participative, sometimes depressed, I get it. They're technologically driven. They're stressed, they're talkative, they participate, they're eager to meet people, they're humble, they're worried about the situation, they're stressed. This is fantastic. I love how participative you are. And some are mute, absolutely. Some of your students might not have much to say. They're still sleepy, maybe not much is happening. They're very active, they're hardworking, they're fearful, I get it. Very good. And yeah, maybe in class, it is difficult for them to demonstrate all of these attitudes. I get that as well, right? Teenagers are maybe shyer and children are more open. They're more realistic. Very good. Fantastic. Thank you for that. And I'm asking you this question because I think it's always important to have some sort of a reality check into the practice that we do and what is it that we do every day. And so there are words that would define students in, bigger cups, if you may. So all of the things that you've mentioned are very true. But there are three specific aspects that actually represent students in the 21st century. And let's take a look at them. The first aspect that I think define the generation that we're teaching right now is the aspect of rapidness. Our students nowadays, no matter if we're teaching young children or if we're teaching teenagers or if we're teaching adults, they expect and demand rapidness in the practice of learning. They don't want to be just sitting down, watching at a screen, or if they're in a physical classroom, just like this, waiting for the teacher to say and do everything. They don't like that. They demand for rapidness, and they expect for the teacher to be as fast and concise as possible. They don't like for the teachers to go around the bushes, if you know what I mean. But rather, they want for everything to be presented as rapidly as possible. That's why I call this generation the Fast and the Furious generation, like the movie, right? This is the generation, my friends, that have found ways to express full thoughts, full ideas, full concepts in only 140 characters. They don't need more than that. And that is why Twitter is so successful, because Twitter allows for people to be very concrete and very concise. And furthermore, this is the generation that has found ways to express complete messages without having to use words. And that is why applications like Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok are so successful, because they allow for students to present full concepts, full ideas with the power of the image. And one of the main reasons why they prefer to do it that way, it's because it's faster and more accurate and more direct. And that also applies to us, maybe people or members of different generations, right? Even though I like to consider myself a kid, I know I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not a digital native. I was born in the 70s and I was forced to migrate into digital worlds when I was already an adult, right? But for example, how many of you think of this? How many of you WhatsApp? And I'm using it as a verb. Do you WhatsApp? Do you have a WhatsApp account and you use it actively? Very good. A lot of people are saying yes, very good indeed. Now, when you WhatsApp, when you send messages on WhatsApp, do you use full text and words only? Or do you use emojis, GIFs, stickers, etc., etc.? So you use a lot of images, you use stickers, you use GIFs, exactly. Why is it that you do it that way? Why do you use other than text to express ideas? Because it's faster. Thank you. It's faster, it's more direct, the communication is immediate, absolutely. So that is the case of our students as well. When they are in class nowadays, they demand for rapidness and a lot of activity. They don't like to be considered, passive recipients of content, but rather they like to be challenged with active generation of language and content. So that's one characteristic of the generation we're teaching right now. The other characteristic comes linked with this. Because of the access that our students have to content and knowledge on the internet, they've gathered a huge amount of power. Remember that old saying, he who has the knowledge holds the power. And that is a very ancient saying. He who has the knowledge holds the power. And for many, many centuries, the knowledge was owned only by very few people. The powerful people were very few because very few people had good, solid access to content, good, solid access to knowledge. Even in some rural areas, not that long ago in our countries, and I've visited Peru many, many times, and I'm always impressed with the similarities on lives in Peru and Mexico. I'm Mexican, and there's a lot of similarities in the way society functions in our countries. And what I've seen is that, similar to what we had in Mexico, maybe 20 or 25 years ago, there were three figures that were members of smaller communities that were considered as powerful and important. And I'm talking about doctors, teachers, and priests, right? Doctors, teachers, and priests were considered important, powerful members of communities. What's the one thing they shared in common? What's the one thing that teachers, doctors, and priests shared in common? It was knowledge, right? It was knowledge. Absolutely, it was the attitude for service, but that came from the knowledge you had access to. And so the doctor had the knowledge about keeping you healthy, the teacher had the academic knowledge, and the priest had the spiritual knowledge. And so when people had problems, when people had issues, they would seek for help and assistance. Depending on the kind of problem, they would seek for assistance on the teacher, on the doctor, or on the priests, right? With the advent of the internet and the massification of the access to content, those three figures have lost power. And it's sad. Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, for some reason,
Yeah.
someone muted me before, sorry.
Oh.
So, great, very good. So, we're no longer powerful because we're no longer the exclusive owners of knowledge. Everyone with a smartphone is powerful now. Our students know more than us, or at least they know they could know more than us. They don't need us, actually, or they think they don't need us. All they need, according to their idea, is Google and Wikipedia and YouTube, right? And they feel that everything there is to learn is there, and that makes them feel empowered. Are you with me? Do you agree with that idea?
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely. Very good. And the third concept, it's a concept that we're all familiar with, which is the concept of interconnectivity. We're fully interconnected, for better or worse. We're interdependent, and thanks to technology, like today, we are completely interconnected. This is the reality of the world we're teaching in right now. This is the reality of the world our students are developing further right now. A world that is rapidly changing, a world in which our students are fully empowered, in a world that is extremely interconnected, for better or worse. How is this being reflected in the way we teach and learn the most global of all languages in this planet? How are the factor of rapidness, empowerment, and interconnectivity are being reflected? How are they reflected in our daily teaching? Particularly nowadays that we are in the middle of a pandemic and a lockdown. What is the role of these 21st century characteristics in our practice of English language teaching and learning? That is the key questions that I want you to take with you today. How is this reality being represented in the work we put together daily for our students, right? And also, how aware we are of our students' world. For us, this is the world as we know it. For our students, this is the world they're familiar with. A world that is rapidly moving, a world that is fully interconnected, a world that is 100% digital, a world that is ruled by social media, as you can see there. How is this being reflected in our practice? The reality is that, as I was saying before, for a lot of our students, teachers are no longer that needed, because they might get to believe that they can learn from an application, or that they can learn from a YouTube tutorial, or whatever the course they can find and download online. But the reality is that this is not always true, because in order to truly learn, understand, and practice the language, technology does play a significant role, but the human factor is always needed. So you're not gonna learn English from a digital tool. You're gonna learn English through a digital tool. But we teachers have to provide them with the content and the support that is needed, right? How can we do that? What is it that we need to do in order to make our students understand that technology is a means to an end, but not the end itself? And what is it that we need to adapt in order for our profession to be important and even powerful, if you may? For decades, if not centuries, English language teaching has been all about methods and approaches. And when we study to become language teachers, professional language teachers, we actually cover all this. What the pandemic has taught us is that all of this is necessary, but we still need to innovate in the practice. In other words, this is all important. Methodology, approaches are all essential, extremely important, but not necessarily enough in order to innovate in our practice as language teachers in the 21st century. What we need to start paying attention to is more geared towards what you have on the screen right now, which is consider what 21st century learning and what the 21st century learner demands for. So yes, you need to keep on working on all this. This research on how people learn, which is what we have here, the methods and the approaches, this is still a part of the whole operation. But at the same time, we need to open up to technological innovations and 21st century skills in order for magic to happen, if you know what I mean, right? So this is exactly what I mean. So absolutely, we need to continue developing professionally. We need to continue talking about methodologies and approaches, but that is just one of the three main circles that make up 21st century education. The second circle has to do with technological innovations. And the third circle has to do with 21st century skills. So the challenge, it's quite important, particularly now that we are teaching online. We are in an emergency to cross the bridge from a traditional classroom setting in which the teacher is a lecturer, in which you teach for the whole group rather than considering your students' preferences and likes, in which we aim for single tasking, one activity at a time, and in which all of your practice is teacher-centered. We need to move away from that reality in order to incorporate 21st century teaching, in which you promote discussions in your classroom, even at a low level of English. Give your students opportunities to express their ideas. And you might say, well, yes, but my teenager students are very shy. They don't want to talk. They don't want to open up their cameras. It's difficult. It is difficult. But Rome was not built overnight. It is a matter of patience and resilience. And the more your students realize that you are catering to their needs, that you are presenting them with topics and materials that are interesting, attractive, task-based, that you're not just giving them a lecture, but rather you're facilitating the learning process, the bigger the chances for students to start collaborating and communicating in your practice. So we need to cross the bridge from traditional classroom settings to 21st century classroom instructions. The big question is, how can we do it? And let me tell you that it's not only me, Jair, or it's not only just National Geographic Learning that is talking about this. There's very interesting and very prestigious publications, like, for example, the Time magazine, that claims that there's a need for building students for the 21st century, right? Absolutely. Lecture and comprehensions are always important. They're part of the process, but they're not the process. So they're part of the process. I give you that, absolutely. But they're not the full process. There's a need for more nowadays, right? And so the reason why I'm telling you all this, it's because of what I've got to see visiting hundreds of schools and analyzing a lot of different teacher-student interactions. And what I've concluded is that thousands, possibly millions of students are really bored by schooling nowadays, because school doesn't animate them anymore. They don't have the happiness, they don't have the desire, the inner motivation of going to school or studying English for that matter. And the thing is that your students want to do things. They don't want to hear about things anymore. They want to get their hands dirty. They want education to be for real. That's what I believe. And according to Geoff Mulgan, non-cognitive skills, the skills of creativity, motivation, and resilience, are as important as formal academic skills nowadays. In other words, what we typically do is still important. The cognitive skills, the formal academic skills, and in our field as language teachers, the listening, the speaking, the grammar, the vocabulary, they're still important. But on top of that, we need to start working on developing creativity, motivation, and resilience among our students as they learn and practice English. Why? Because reality is hitting us on the face. Let me just show you this classification of English language proficiency all over the world. This is a research that's conducted by Education First and analyzes the proficiency level of natives on many different countries in the world. So they study, they assess, they research the kind and level of English that it's spoken in over 100 countries in the world. And they create this ranking to let us know which countries have a very high level of English, which countries have a high level of English, a medium level of English, a low level of English, or a very low level of English. Can you locate Peru in the ranking? What is Peru's ranking here? What number is Peru? It's 58, which means that our students are ranked as low-level students. Why is that? And that's the case of a lot of countries, including my own country. And it doesn't have to do with geographical locations. In Mexico, we're neighbors with the largest English-speaking native country, which is the US. And still, we are only number 67 in the ranking. So it's not a matter of geographical location. It's a matter of innovating in the English language teaching process. If you notice, the countries that are very high ranked in this research are countries that have done a lot of innovation in the teaching and learning of English, including places like Croatia or Finland or South Africa, right? And of course, the Netherlands and Sweden and Norway, Denmark, Singapore, etc., etc. What is it that they've done?
Creo que no sé, no me he dado cuenta. Está con la D, mi amor. Me he distraído.
Again, I'm gonna mute you all. Very good. So, what is it that they've done in order to get into those high levels of English proficiency? They have innovated, and they have created a revolution in the teaching and learning process. And so in order to fully understand this concept of the learning revolution, the teaching and learning revolution, let me introduce you to Sir Ken Robinson. Sir Ken Robinson is one of my personal heroes. He's an academic, that sadly passed away only 3 weeks ago. And it was very sad for me to find out that he had passed away only a couple of weeks ago. But there's a lot of legacy in his work, right? And so what I'm going to share with you, it's a little video on the need for establishing a revolution in the teaching and learning process. Let's take a look.
Every education system in the world is being reformed at the moment, and it's not enough. Reform is no use anymore, because that's simply improving a broken model. What we need, and the word's been used many times during the course of the past few days, is not evolution, but a revolution in education. This has to be transformed into something else. One of the real challenge is to innovate fundamentally in education. Innovation is hard because it means doing something that people don't find very easy for the most part. It means challenging what we take for granted, things that we think are obvious. The great problem for reform or transformation is the tyranny of common sense. Things that people think, well, they can't be done any other way because that's the way it's done. I came across a great quote recently from Abraham Lincoln, who I thought you'd be pleased to have quoted at this point. He said this in December 1862 to the second annual meeting of Congress. I ought to explain that I have no idea what was happening at the time. We don't teach American history in Britain. We suppress it. You know, this is our policy, so... So no doubt something fascinating was happening in December 1862, which the Americans among us will be aware of. But he said this: the dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise with the occasion. I love that. Not rise to it, rise with it. As our case is new, so we must think anew and act anew. We must disenthrall ourselves, and then we shall save our country. I love that word, disenthrall. You know what he means? That there are ideas that all of us are enthralled to, which we simply take for granted as the natural order of things, the way things are. And many of our ideas have been formed not to meet the circumstances of this century, but to cope with the circumstances of previous centuries. But our minds are still hypnotized by them, and we have to disenthrall ourselves of some of them. Now, doing this is easier said than done. It's very hard to know, by the way, what it is you take for granted. And the reason is that you take it for granted. So let me ask you something you may take for granted. How many of you here are over the age of 25? That's not what I think you take for granted. I'm sure you're familiar with that already, but... Are there any people here under the age of 25? Great. Now, those over 25, could you put your hands up if you're wearing a wristwatch? Now, that's a great deal of us, isn't it? Ask a room full of teenagers the same thing. Teenagers do not wear wristwatches. I don't mean they can't or they're not allowed to, they just often choose not to. And the reason is, you see, that we were brought up in a pre-digital culture, those of us over 25, and so for us, if you want to know the time, you have to wear something to tell it. Kids now live in a world which is digitized, and the time for them is everywhere. They see no reason to do this. And by the way, you don't need to do it either, it's just that you've always done it, and you carry on doing it. My daughter never wears a watch. My daughter Kate, who's 20, she doesn't see the point. You know, as she says, you know, like, it's a single-function device. You know, like... Like, how lame is that? You know, and I say, no, it tells the date as well. You know, it's...
And I'm gonna stop there in the interest of time. But I think there's a lot of things that we can learn out of this very, very powerful talk. And I'll share the link with you all. And actually, I'm gonna give you my email address at the end, and I can send you a copy of this whole presentation with the video links included. But the idea is that there's a lot that Ken Robinson said, and this talk was presented almost 10 years ago. But I think it has a lot to do with what we are experiencing right now. In his talk, he claimed that the past are inadequate for the stormy present. In other words, the things we're familiar with, the things we typically do are maybe still necessary, but definitely no longer enough. Why is that? Because there is a new reality that our students are facing, that our students are being presented with. And that stormy present, that reality can no longer be worked out with the same tools that we're familiar with from ages and ages ago. The reality is that globalization, the digital revolution, mass migration, the prospect of climate instability, and now the pandemic are triggering new concerns and demanding a new kind of graduate. A student that is able and willing to create and innovate. So we need to move away from what we maybe typically did in the past, which is basing most of our practice on basic comprehension of the language and memorization of it, to move into innovating in English and creating new items of language that come from our students' own ideas and own thoughts. Why is that? Because that's what the world is demanding for. Not that long ago, a couple of years ago, at the World Economic Forum, this question was presented to owners of global companies. And the question was quite simple. What skills will be most desired by employers in 2020? So when a student finishes college and goes to a company seeking for a job, what are the skills that are gonna be most likely assessed or requested for in the practice? And I thought English and computing were gonna be part of the highest ranking in here. I said, well, companies really need people that speak English and that are digital, right? Well, to my surprise, these were the top 5 skills that were labeled as most desired by employers in 2020. Number 5 was the ability of coordination, collaborative abilities, people management. So they needed people that would coordinate well with others, but they were also looking for the leads of the pack, leaders, right? Leadership skills, creativity, critical thinking, and complex problem solving. English and computing are no longer included. And I started researching, why is this if English is still the most global and most popular language in our planet? And the answer was a big surprise. They're no longer included. They're no longer asking for a certification or a high level of English because that is taken for granted. In other words, these are the ideal skills they look for, but the minimal skills they look for are English and computing. They're no longer the top priority because they are the base, the foundation. In other words, if you don't have English and you don't have computing skills, you shouldn't even dare to come to my company seeking for a job. But on top of that, on top of your English and computing skills, I need you to have all of this. That is why it is so important and so, don't even bother, exactly. Thank you, Maria Eugenia. That is why it's so important for us to start innovating. That is why we need to start working on those 7 C's that I told you about at the beginning. These are 4 of the 7 C's, and these are the full 7 C's. We need to provide our students through the practice of English, as we teach the grammar, the vocabulary, as we practice the listening and the speaking, the reading and the writing, we should present our students with tasks that include problem solving, research, analysis, project management, in order for them to develop critical thinking and doing further. We need to trigger creativity among our students. New knowledge creation. Stop basing your teaching on memorization and allow for students to design solutions. Work on storytelling as they trigger creativity. Use as many visual input pieces as possible. Ask for students to collaborate. Do as many or as much pair work and group work activities as possible. Have your students cooperate. Have your students reach consensus. Build communities among themselves. Present English as a true global language, a language that it's no longer owned by a single culture or a single country. English is no longer American, British, or Australian anymore. English is the language of the planet. English is spoken by over 2 billion people in this planet. And only a third or less than a third of that are native speakers. We non-native speakers own English now. So English is multi-ethnical now. So present English across diverse ethnic, knowledge, and organizational cultures. Allow for students to craft and understand messages and use media. Start using apps, start using sites, websites, blogs, podcasts in order for students to communicate and use electronic information and knowledge tools effectively. And last but not least, present that humanistic side in which students are capable of managing change, of understand that the learning process is a never-ending one, and they can redefine career paths as a regular practice. Those are the 7 C's. And I think they're all essential and extremely necessary in the world we live in nowadays. And in order for you to fully understand the scope of this, let me present you with a final video. I know I only have like 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna use my last 10 minutes to present you with a video that incorporates a lot of this practice. This video comes from a friend of mine. Her name's Diane Laufenberg. Diane Laufenberg was the US Teacher of the Year a few years ago. And she has mastered a practice in teaching in which she incorporates a lot of those 7 C's in the practice. And so this was a TED Talk that she presented a few years ago actually, that actually incorporates all of this practice that we've been discussing in the past hour. Let's take a look.
I have been teaching for a long time, and in doing so have acquired a body of knowledge about kids and learning that I really wish more people would understand about the potential of students. In 1931, my grandmother, bottom left for you guys over here, graduated from the 8th grade. She went to school to get the information because that's where the information lived. It was in the books, it was inside the teacher's head, and she needed to go there to get the information because that's how you learned. Fast forward a generation, this is the one-room schoolhouse, Oak Grove, where my father went to a one-room schoolhouse, and he again had to travel to the school to get the information from the teacher, store it in the only portable memory he has, which is inside his own head, and take it with him, because that is how information was being transported from teacher to student and then used in the world. When I was a kid, we had a set of encyclopedias at my house. It was purchased the year I was born, and it was extraordinary because I did not have to wait to go to the library to get to the information. The information was inside my house, and it was awesome. This was different than either generation had experienced before, and it changed the way I interacted with information, even at just a small level, but the information was closer to me. I could get access to it. In the time that passes between when I was a kid in high school and when I started teaching, we really see the advent of the internet. Right about the time that the internet gets going as an educational tool, I take off from Wisconsin and move to Kansas, small town Kansas, where I had an opportunity to teach in a lovely small town, rural Kansas school district, where I was teaching my favorite subject, American government. My first year, super gung-ho, going to teach American government, love the political system. Kids in the 12th grade, not exactly all that enthusiastic about the American government system. Year 2, learned a few things, had to change my tactic, and I put in front of them an authentic experience that allowed them to learn for themselves. I didn't tell them what to do or how to do it. I posed a problem in front of them, which was to put on an election form for their own community. They produced flyers, they called offices, they checked schedules, they were meeting with secretaries, they produced an election form booklet for the entire town to learn more about their candidates. They invited everyone into the school for an evening of conversation about government and politics and, whether or not the streets were done well, and really have this robust experiential learning. The older teachers, more experienced, looked at me and went, "Oh, there she is, that's so cute. She's trying to get that done. She doesn't know what she's in for." But I knew that the kids would show up, and I believed it, and I told them every week what I expected out of them. And that night, all 90 kids, dressed appropriately, doing their job, owning it. I had to just sit and watch. It was theirs. It was experiential. It was authentic. It meant something to them, and they will step up. From Kansas, I moved on to lovely Arizona, where I taught in Flagstaff for a number of years, this time with middle school students. Luckily, I didn't have to teach them American government, could teach the more exciting topic of geography. And again, thrilled to learn. But what was interesting about this position I found myself in Arizona was I had this really extraordinarily eclectic group of kids to work with in a truly public school. And we got to have these moments where we would get these opportunities. And one opportunity was we got to go and meet Paul Rusesabagina, which is the gentleman that the movie Hotel Rwanda is based after. And he was going to speak at the high school next door to us. We could walk there. We didn't even have to pay for the buses. There was no expense cost. Perfect field trip. The problem then becomes, how do you take 7th and 8th graders to a talk about genocide and deal with the subject in a way that is responsible and respectful and they know what to do with it? And so we chose to look at Paul Rusesabagina as an example of a gentleman who singularly used his life to do something positive. I then challenged the kids to identify someone in their own life or in their own story or in their own world that they could identify that had done a similar thing. I asked them to produce a little movie about it. It's the first time we'd done this. Nobody really knew how to make these little movies on the computer, but they were into it. And I asked them to put their own voice over it. It was the most awesome moment of revelation that when you ask kids to use their own voice and ask them to speak for themselves, what they're willing to share. The last question of the assignment is, how do you plan to use your life to positively impact other people? The things that kids will say when you ask them and take the time to listen is extraordinary.
And I'm going to stop there, actually, again, in the interest of time. But I think, again, the experience of Diane, it's quite in line with what we were discussing before. Did you notice that she incorporated a lot of the practical things that we discussed before? She posed a challenge to her students, a challenge in which they were in charge of developing their own process of learning, a challenge in which they were collaborating, in which they were communicating with each other. They were using digital tools. They created a video. They put voice to their own videos. They did a lot of research. They interviewed or attended a talk by Paul Rusesabagina from Rwanda, so that multicultural aspect was included there. So the need for doing all this on all of our classrooms is essential because they are what students are demanding for in 21st century practices. So, question for you. Are you ready to embrace the concepts of 21st century teaching and learning for your students' academic and professional development? Are you at least interested in getting to know a bit more out of this innovation and creativity concepts that we're discussing today? If the answer is yes, fantastic. And if the answer is no, that is perfectly valid as well. Just analyze the consequences of your no. What will happen if you are reluctant to embrace the concepts of 21st century teaching through innovation and creativity? Do you really want to risk with obsolescence? Do you want to lose competitiveness? Or maybe this is a chance for you to start analyzing other opportunities and fields of work, perhaps. But then the thing is that when your students finish your classes with you, are they gonna be engaged in sustained discussions as they practice English in your classes? Are your students gonna be asked to contribute in a team, to work in pairs, in groups, etc.? Are they gonna develop abilities for leading and for following? Are they gonna be provided with opportunities to listen, reflect, and rethink? And most importantly, discuss issues intelligently in your class? If the answer is yes, kudos. If the answer is no, reshape your lesson plan and your teaching practice so that you can start incorporating the concepts of 21st century teaching and learning. And yes, this is not going to happen overnight. This is a practice that takes up a lot of motivation on your behalf, a lot of resilience, a lot of engagement. But trust me, when you fully adopt those concepts of creativity and innovation as part of your teaching and learning practice, magic will happen in your classrooms. And your students are gonna leave your classrooms being more curious, more adept at learning, more informed, better thinkers, better analyzers, better in discussions, innovative citizens at the end, right? So I think my time's up. But we do still have, I believe, some time for a few questions. In the meantime, this is my contact information. Again, whatever the topic, do not hesitate to send me a note, and I'll be more than happy to assist you. And if you're on social media, you can pay a visit to my Facebook page or our National Geographic Learning institutional Instagram page. Again, if you want to get a copy of this presentation with the links to those videos included, send me a note to my email address and I'll be more than happy to share the PDF with you. Okay, so friends at Nutesa, the mic is yours if you want to conduct a Q&A session.
Thank you, Jair. Thank you. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. It's always a pleasure to have you working with us, right? I know.
Pleasure is always mine.
Yes, I know all the teachers enjoy with your session, right? Enjoy with your session, and they were all participating. You could see the chat. They were asking you, answering your questions, and yes, giving some comments, right? So it
Absolutely.
was really nice for us. Thank you again, Jair, for this wonderful session. So yes, dear teachers, okay, thank you. Thank you for your participation in this first session of our meet, okay? And we'll see in 15 minutes, okay? 15 minutes, and we continue with this convention. Don't escape. We will be here in 15 minutes. Thank you, Jair. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Blessings.
Bye-bye.
A pleasure. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
UTESA estamos comprometidos a llevar educación de calidad a todos los estudiantes peruanos. Por ello, seguimos trabajando, adaptándonos a la era digital, brindando así material acorde a las necesidades de hoy, porque el aprendizaje no se detiene. eFisher, editorial innovadora con productos que se adaptan a nuestros estudiantes. Especialistas en desarrollar contenidos basados en las competencias del siglo XXI. Editorial Eli, con un gran respaldo en el mundo de las editoriales. Es líder en publicaciones no solamente para el aprendizaje del inglés, sino de otros idiomas también. Conocida por su contenido creativo, ahora disponible en plataformas y aplicaciones. Publishing, con más de 3.500 títulos publicados y presente en más de 90 países. Nos ofrece soluciones educativas basadas en el desarrollo de pensamiento crítico y resolución de problemas. Todo ello en forma digital. National Geographic Learning, la editorial que lleva al mundo al aula y el aula a la vida de los estudiantes. Sus series permiten el aprendizaje por experiencia y desarrollan habilidades para ser ciudadanos globales exitosos. nuestra serie de nivel inicial que pertenece al sello Calligraphics. Es la preferida de los más pequeños, quienes aprenden el inglés acompañados de tiernos personajes. English Buzz es una serie para el nivel primaria de la editorial Briggs. El buzz del inglés recorre calles mientras va presentando contenido variado, historias, canciones que aportan diversión al aprendizaje del inglés. McGraw-Hill, con la misión de lograr experiencias intuitivas y atractivas para los estudiantes, esta editorial ha desarrollado sus series basándose en la investigación, nos presenta sus programas de inglés y el innovador sistema de aprendizaje de las matemáticas, Alex. Nutesa no es solo una empresa, no es solo la enseñanza o el sentimiento de un libro, la fuerza de un perforador o la elegancia de una agenda. Nutesa somos todos. Nos acompañaste 78 años y hoy te acompañamos a ti. Gracias, Perú. En Nutesa estamos comprometidos a llevar educación de calidad a todos los estudiantes peruanos. Por ello, seguimos trabajando, adaptándonos a la era digital, brindando así material acorde a las necesidades de hoy, porque el aprendizaje no se detiene. eFisher, editorial innovadora con productos que se adaptan a nuestros estudiantes. Especialistas en desarrollar contenidos basados en las competencias del siglo XXI. Editorial Eli, con un gran respaldo en el mundo de las editoriales. Es líder en publicaciones no solamente para el aprendizaje del inglés, sino de otros idiomas también. Conocida por su contenido creativo, ahora disponible en plataformas y aplicaciones. Publishing, con más de 3.500 títulos publicados y presente en más de 90 países, nos ofrece soluciones educativas basadas en el desarrollo de pensamiento crítico y resolución de problemas. Todo ello en forma digital. National Geographic Learning, la editorial que lleva al mundo al aula y el aula a la vida de los estudiantes. Sus series permiten el aprendizaje por experiencia y desarrollan habilidades para ser ciudadanos globales exitosos.
Hello. Hello. Where is the link, please?
Calibox, nuestra serie de nivel inicial que pertenece al sello Caligraphics, es la preferida de los más pequeños, quienes aprenden el inglés acompañados de tiernos personajes. English Buzz es una serie para el nivel primaria de la editorial Briggs. El buzz del inglés recorre calles mientras va presentando contenido variado, historias, canciones que aportan diversión al aprendizaje del inglés. McGraw-Hill, con la misión de lograr experiencias intuitivas y atractivas para los estudiantes, esta editorial ha desarrollado sus series basándose en la investigación, los presentes sus programas de inglés y el innovador sistema de aprendizaje de las matemáticas, Alex. Nutesa no es solo una empresa, no es solo la enseñanza o el sentimiento de un libro, la fuerza de un perforador o la elegancia de una agenda. Nutesa somos todos. Nos acompañaste 78 años y hoy te acompañamos a ti. Gracias, Perú.
Just in case, dear teachers, before we start, just in case, okay, I think you are getting confused because of the link we post in the chat box. No, that link was for some teachers who couldn't register on time, okay? That link that we post in the chat box was for teachers, or is for teachers who couldn't register on time, okay? Just use the same link you have. Okay, it's just one link for each day. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I know I have some questions about that, okay? Because you could see another link, but that link is different. It's just for registration in the case you are not registered, okay? So yes, in 5 minutes, we start. In 5 minutes, we start, okay?
Please, Patty, unmute Sue. She's ready.
Yeah, yes.
Unmute her, please.
Okay, okay. Let me just a minute, please. Okay.
Okay, now can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's
so,
good.
Hello.
Hello,
Yes,
nice to
everything
meet you.
is okay. Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to have you in our convention. Hello.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
No, thank you for your time, right? Just some minutes and we can start, okay?
Okay.
Yes, right. Okay. Everything is okay with the sound and what you are going to present, probably, right?
Let me just check another audio. Is it okay to check another audio?
Yes, of course, you can do it.
Okay, just a minute.
Yes, yeah, right.
Yes, that's okay. We listen.
Yes.
We listen you.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome.
Can you hear the music?
No.
Is the music okay?
No,
we can't listen. We cannot listen.
No, we can't.
we can't.
No, we can't.
Okay, now try again.
Now it's
No,
okay,
yes,
perfect.
Yes, you can do this.
Yes, now it's perfect.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
then I'll just wait for a few more minutes and then start.
Yeah, just one more minute and we start. Just one more
Okay.
minute and we start, right?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I think we are with just in the time. Okay.
Okay.
So yes, welcome again, dear teachers, to the second part of this day. Just some guidelines in the case some teachers got this time. Okay, so just to remember, mute your microphones during the sessions, please. Okay, for not interrupting. It's important that everybody can listen to the session, to the speaker. Certificates will be awarded daily. And to obtain them, you must attend both sessions in a day. Teachers who couldn't register on time, please, you can fill in the form. And in the chat box, you are going to have the link for registration in the case you didn't do this, right? We will send your certificates from October 6th on, and attached, you will receive a survey to complete to help us improve, you know. And of course, don't miss our raffle at the end of the day. Okay? And now let me introduce our speaker. I have the pleasure to introduce Miss Sue Kim. Sue Kim is international team eFuture. Sue Kim is an EFL teacher, editor, writer, and teacher trainer. She holds a Master of TESOL from Victoria University of Wellington, She has had the pleasure of teaching English to students of all levels, from kindergarten children to adults. Now she works for eFuture, a Korean publishing company where she is involved with developing various ELT titles, teacher training, and international projects. Thank you again, Sue, for being here with us, and the audience is all yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, everyone.
Hi, hello.
Can you hear me all okay?
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Cajamarca, hello, the cheese city.
Lima, from Lima.
Hi, thank you very much. It's very nice to meet you, everyone.
Hello, how are you? How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Notessa, thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now let's go. Okay, are you all ready to start? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, of
You
course.
have to mute your microphone.
Of course, we are waiting.
Mute your microphone before we
Hello,
start.
안녕하세요.
Oh, 안녕하세요. Okay. Hi.
All right.
Okay, now can you mute your microphone so that I can start? And let's get started. Okay, so I'm from eFuture and I'm from Korea. And today is a holiday in Korea, actually. So I'm doing this from home. Okay, so I hope the internet connection is okay. If you have a problem with the audio or the video, please let me know. Yeah, someone said hello in Korean. So 안녕하세요. Nice to meet you, everyone. Okay, that's very good. Okay, now let's look at our slide. So I work for eFuture. eFuture is a publishing company based in Korea, and we are celebrating 20 years of excellence this year. Right? We are 20 years old, and we are exporting to 20 countries. Right? We publish ELT books, and we export to 20 countries, more than 20 countries actually. eFuture is only 20 years old, but Nutessa is 78 years old, right? So congratulations, Nutessa. You are much older than us, and we are just a baby compared to Nutessa, right? 78 years, that's a long time, right? So I'm sure your business is very successful, and I can see that a lot of teachers are participating today. So congratulations, and happy birthday, Nutessa. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. Can you recognize the place? Yeah, can you recognize the place? Yes, this was in Peru 2 years ago. This was Miraflores, and I went to Lima for a business trip. So I had some business meetings there, and I looked at this beautiful view of Miraflores, and I was amazed by the view. It was beautiful. And I tried ceviche for the first time. Yeah, so it was a good experience. And I really want to go back to Peru, but because of this coronavirus, you know, we cannot really travel, right? So I feel very sad. But I love to visit Peru again. And see this? Do you recognize this place? I went to this park, and this is the only place that I went in Peru. I stayed there for 2 days in Lima, and yeah, I didn't have time to travel. So I just went to the park and saw a lot of cats, and that was it, right? And I went shopping, and I bought this hat. Can you see my hat here? It's alpaca hat. It's very nice and warm and very soft. It's very nice. Yeah, good shopping, yes. Lots of interesting things in the shop, right? Souvenirs. So my wish list for next year. Next year, I really want to do these things. Teacher training in Latin America. I really want to visit Latin America again and do teacher training, like offline training. And I love to meet you and, you know, have the training offline. And, you know, sometimes it's much better doing things offline, right? I can actually get to meet you and talk to you, and, you know, we can talk about things, right? So that's my wish list. And I really want to visit Machu Picchu, right? That's on my wish list too. But let's see, right? Next year, hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay? Now, today, I'm going to talk about the activities, okay, for online classes. So I guess you are all teaching online classes now, right? Most of you are teaching online class, right? Okay. Have you been to my webinars? I do some webinars for eFuture. Yes? Okay, oh, that's good. Okay, that's good. And I know some of you are using our books already, right? Yeah, hello again. Okay, good. Okay, so I tried to introduce some activities to you today, and these are the activities that you can do for offline classes. Okay, but you can also adapt these activities for your online classes. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about today, and I hope we can have lots of fun. We'll be playing games together, and we'll be singing a song together. Okay, so I hope you can all enjoy and participate. Okay. Oh, best carnival of all Peru, Cajamarca. Oh, I have to yeah, look up that carnival. Okay, now I'm looking at some messages on the chat window. So if you have any questions, right, you can leave them on the chat window. And I think we'll have the Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Okay, and if you have a problem with your audio or video, also you can leave a comment on the chat box. Okay, now let's do a little bit of introduction. So with COVID-19, we have this very unique opportunity to experience online teaching, right? Whether we like it or not, we just have to do it, right? That's our situation, right? It's sad and it's all very sudden, right? But I'm sure you are coping okay, right? And anyway, so teaching young learners online can be very challenging, right? It's not easy because we have to cope with technical difficulties, right? We are using all these online teaching tools, right? It's not easy dealing with all these different tools. And finding appropriate online resources, that can be quite difficult too, right? There are a lot of resources, a lot of materials online, but it takes time to find the right one, right? There are so many actually, right? But, you know, which one to choose, which one to use for my children, that can be quite challenging. And also, incorporating all those online resources into the lesson plan, right? That's very, very challenging. That's quite difficult, right? You have all these materials from online, but how can you incorporate all those materials in your actual lesson, right? That can be very, very challenging, right? Yes. So hopefully at the end of this session, maybe you could get some ideas, right? So that you can use in your class, right? That's the goal of this session today. Okay? Good. So here, I have a question for you. Can we adapt our offline classroom activities for online teaching? What do you think? Yes, maybe, right? When we teach offline classes, we try our best to make our lessons fun and interesting, right? And you can still use the same idea for your online lessons. Okay, and this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you the activities and present some activity ideas. Okay, so explore activity ideas and useful tips to make your class more effective and to keep your students engaged. Okay. If you are familiar with eFuture's webinar, right, we have regular webinars. We have monthly webinars. We sometimes do 2 or 3 webinars per month, right? And last month, we had an excellent webinar from Todd Buchans. He is the online teaching expert. And I think some of you have attended his webinars last month. Yes? Yeah. He introduced many useful tools and resources for online classes. Yeah, and we have the videos now, right? If you missed the webinars, you can go to eFuture YouTube and check out his videos, okay? And if you want to review something, right, you can watch the video again and practice. I think it needs a lot of practice, right? I have to do some practice as well, but I looked at his webinar, I learned some new things and I want to practice, right? So please visit our YouTube channel and watch the videos, right? He's the expert on online teaching, right? I'm not the expert on online teaching. I'm expert on offline teaching, right? I've taught for more than 10 years, and I taught from young children, from kindergarten level to adults. I taught all levels, so I'm the expert. I'm very familiar with classroom setting, but you know, I'm not very familiar with online teaching. But I try, you know, I try because we have to, right? So today I'll try to adapt the offline classroom activities for online classes. Okay? Now, let's look at this. We're all teaching EFL children. EFL means English as a foreign language. We learn English as a foreign language. We only speak English in the classroom, right? When we go out of the classroom, for your case, everything is in Spanish, right? You go shopping, you use Spanish. You watch TV in Spanish, right? Everything is in Spanish. But you study English, right? In the classroom. And maybe that's the only chance to speak English, right? That's the EFL environment. Korea is the same, right? In Korea, everything is in Korean, but only in the English classroom, you get to speak English, right? So our opportunity to speak English is very limited, right? Our time is very limited. So we are teaching in a very difficult situation, but we want to make our class fun and exciting and great, right? And teaching young children is very rewarding, right? I find that it's very rewarding. That's why I like teaching young children, right? I'm sure you feel the same way, right? Yes. But it can be very tiring. Look at this teacher, right? It can be very tiring and it can be difficult, right? It can be very challenging, especially when you're teaching very young children, right? You have to be very patient, right? Yes. Okay, so we have to deal with all these difficulties when we are teaching EFL children, right? Oh, the story of your life. Tiring, difficult, challenging, sometimes crazy, right? Yes. So let's look at it from the student's point of view. Okay, let's look at it from your children's point of view. How do they feel when they learn English? Right? English is a new thing, right? They are not feeling comfortable using English, right? So how do they feel in your English class, right? They want to have fun, right? They want something easy and interesting and exciting, right? That's what the students want, right? We don't want our children to be boring, you know, when they get bored or difficult, challenging or stressful, right? We don't want to have that. We want our children to be happy, right? Yes. So please remember when you're teaching EFL children, right? These are the important things, right? Easy to follow lessons. This is very, very important, right? You need to have an easy to follow lessons so children can follow you, so that they can understand you, right? And clear, simple directions. This is very important, right? When you give directions, make it simple, easy, and clear. We don't want to have any confusion, right? So clear, simple direction, very important. And number 3, more opportunities to use English, right? Provide lots of opportunities for your students to use English, right? Very important. Number 4, more practice. We need to do more practice because we are in EFL environment, right? We hardly get a chance to speak English, right? So we need more practice through fun and communicative activities, right? We want to have a fun practice. We don't want to have a boring drilling, you know, we don't want to have anything boring. We want to have things interesting and communicative so students can practice speaking and listening, right? And link and review, right? We should review and we should link the things that we learned before with the new things, right? We have to link, review, and practice through communicative activities. Okay, and number 5, positive feedback, right? Positive feedback is very, very important, right? Try to give lots of positive feedback to your students. Encourage your students. So these 5 things are very important when you teach young EFL children. In the classroom, yes, online, of course, right? You need all these things for your online lessons as well, right? So these are not only important things for your offline class, but also for online classes. So please remember this, okay? Yes, what can you do when when the children are getting bored in your class, right? So I'm going to do some activities, fun activities that you can do with your students. Okay, so maybe you can try that when you teach your students next time. Okay, so principles, right? Don't forget the principles and the fundamentals. Principles don't change whether you teach offline or online. There are some things that never change, right? We have a lot of things to cope with right now. We have to cope with technical issues, online teaching tools, online resources, right? We have all these things, right? But please don't forget the principles and the fundamentals of teaching English to young children, right? You need to think about the language levels and the language targets, okay? And you need to think about the curriculum and lesson plans. And you need to think about your teaching methods, right? Those things never change, whether it's online or offline, okay? So when you are planning your lesson, think about these things and remember the 5 things that we talked about earlier, right? These things, right? So please remember this, okay? And as time goes on, pedagogy will matter, right? Important things will be still important. Okay, so now adapting offline activities for online lessons. So I have 3 things today. Number 1, activities using visual materials. Okay, when you are teaching online lessons, using visual materials is very important, right? You want to get your students' attention, right? You want them focused on the lessons. So use visual materials. And number 2, song activities. So we'll sing some songs together and do some actions, okay? And number 3, story activities. Okay, you might be already doing some of these activities in your class, right? Then that's excellent. Maybe this can be a review for you, right? If you have not tried these activities, then maybe you can try this for the first time when you're teaching, right? Are you teaching tomorrow or next week? Right? Then you can use these activities, right? So be flexible and be adaptable, right? You can use these ideas for your lessons, okay? Now, first one, using visual materials. Let's talk about puppets, okay? Do you use puppets in your class? Yeah, children love puppets and puppets are fun and memorable. So use puppets to model the language and action. You can model the language, right? And to engage children, right? When they look at the puppet, they'll focus, right? They want to find out what the puppet is doing. They want to find more about the puppet, right? So to engage children, use puppets. And to guide children, you can use puppets, okay? I have a little puppet here today, right? Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Chip. Nice to meet you, everyone. Okay, so try to use the puppet, right? When you see the puppet, how do you feel? Right? You want to focus, right? You want to find out what the puppet is going to do, right? So use the puppets, okay? You will help us today, right? Yes. Okay, yeah, happy, lovely, right? Good, clap. Okay, that's very good. Oh, you feel comfortable. Okay, that's very good. Right. So if you have a conversation like this, right? If you have a dialogue like this, you can practice together with your puppet. You can model the dialogue. Okay, so let's do the dialogue together, Chip. Okay, right. So you can read the conversation first. Okay, hi, I'm Ken. What's your name? My name's Tina. How old are you? I'm 7. Right, something very simple, right? So after practicing this, you can use the puppet, right, to practice. Okay. Hi, I'm Sue. What's your name? My name is Chip. How old are you? I'm 5. Okay, so you can change the conversation and practice more. Yeah, kids will love it, right? Kids will love the puppets like this, right? Or if you don't have a puppet like this, you can make something like this, right? This is cute too. So you can make the cutout from the characters, right? From your book. If you're using a book, right? You can use the main characters as your puppets. Okay, and you can do the role play. Hi, I'm Ken. What's your name? My name is Tina. How old are you? I'm 7. Okay, so these are nice, right? So either these or any other toys you have, right? You can use them to get students' attention, right? So you can see Chip again later, okay? So bye, Chip. We'll see you again, okay? Bye-bye. See you later, right? Now, using visual materials number 2, real objects and flashcards. Okay, so I'm sure you're using flashcards, right, in your offline class. You can also use flashcards for your online class. Okay, so you can actually make your own flashcards. I have a website here, freeimages.com. If you go there, you can download some free images, okay, and use those images to make a flashcard. Okay, so you just have a blank piece of paper like this, and you can paste the image, right? I just have a blank page here, but you know, you can copy and paste the image there to create your own flashcard. Okay, or you can use flashcards. Sometimes, you know, if you use a course book, they provide the flashcards. Okay, so try to use these flashcards. Okay, if you make one and laminate, then you can use them again and again and again, right? You have the picture here and you have the words. Okay, so let's try some, or you can use real objects, right? If you are teaching about fruit today, right? If you're teaching fruits today, you can use the real object. What is it? Everyone, what is it? It's an orange, right? Do you like orange? Oranges are my favorite fruit. I love oranges. Okay. Oh, I have another fruit here. I have a banana, right? This will be my breakfast, right? By the way, it's morning in Korea now, right? It's 9:40 in the morning. So after this, I'll have my breakfast, a banana and an orange, okay? So you can use the real objects, okay? And, oh yes, I'm very healthy, yes, yes. But I have something else as well, right? I have something in my bag. Look, I have a bag here, right? This is my bag. And I have something in my bag, okay? So look what I have in my bag, okay? I have a, what do I have? I have a toy car. It's actually a fire engine, right? It's a fire engine. So you can use the real objects. If you are teaching about cars transportation, or if you are teaching about toys, right? You can use the real objects. Okay. And what else do I have in my bag? I have a fish, right? Can you see my fish? Yes, I have a fish. Right, and what else do I have in my bag? Oh, I have a Korean snack. This is chocolate, right? So I'm not all that healthy, right? I like chocolate as well, right? Okay, so you can play in the bag game, right? What's in the bag? You can have your students guess, right? And it makes students curious. They want to find out what's in my bag, right? And you can put in the target cards, right? So today we are learning about fruits. Then you can put the fruit cards here, right? And then show the cards. So I have peaches, right? And I have bananas. And I have apples. And I have watermelons. And you can show the words as well, right? I have watermelons and peaches and bananas and apples. Okay, so I have 4 cards here. Remember my 4 cards? Apples, bananas, peaches, and watermelons. Okay, now remember, okay, 4 cards. Okay, now I'll take 1 card. Okay, I'll just take 1 card and put it in my bag. Okay, I put 1 card in my bag. And what's in the bag? Can you guess? Okay, and the structure you want to teach is, are they, okay, are they apples? Are they bananas? Are they watermelons? Okay, so can you ask me a question? Are they? Yeah, ask me a question. I have 1 card in my bag. Okay, what card is it? Okay, ask me a question. Are they bananas? No, sorry, they are not bananas. No. Are they apples? No. No, they're not apples. Are they watermelons? Yes, they are watermelons. They are watermelons. Okay, very good. Watermelons. Okay, so here you are teaching the vocabulary and you are also teaching the structure, right? Are they watermelons? Right? Are they? Okay, so this is a very good guessing game. Okay. And another game you can do is, this is another fun game. Okay, let's use the same cards. Let's use the same cards, remember? Right? Watermelons, apples, and bananas, right? Now, I'll put 1 card. Okay, Chip will hold 1 card. Okay, I'm not looking at the card. Okay, I'm not looking at the card, and Chip chose 1 card. Okay, I'm not looking, and Chip is holding 1 card. And now I have to guess. Now I have to guess, and you have to answer. Okay, I'll guess, I'll ask question, and you answer. Okay, so are they apples? Are they apples? Yes or no? Can you type your answer? Are they apples? Yes or no? No, they aren't. Okay. Are they bananas? Are they bananas? No, they aren't. Are they peaches? Are they peaches? Yes, they are. Okay, they are peaches. Okay, very good. So this time you are asking the question and the children will answer. Right? So here you can practice the conversation, asking questions and answering the questions. Are they? Yes, they are. No, they aren't. Okay? It's fun, right? Are you having fun? Right. So the good thing about teaching online lesson is that you can play bring it game. Okay, bring it. Bring it is you ask children to bring something and show you something, right? So for example, you are doing the fruits, right? So ask your students to bring some fruits. If they have any fruits, bring the apples and show the apples, okay? Then you give, I don't know, 2 minutes, okay? So I'll give you 2 minutes, okay? You can go and bring some fruits and show me the fruits. Okay, what fruits do you have? Show me the fruits. I hope some of you can go and grab some fruits and show me the fruits. Right? So, oh, I have an orange. Right? I have a banana. So you can play bring it game. If you're doing colors, Oh, you ate all your fruits? Okay. Okay. If you're doing the colors, right, you can ask students to bring something red. Okay. Can you go and bring something red? Okay. Or can you go and bring something yellow? Okay. Can you go and bring something orange? Okay. Then maybe I can go and bring, here's orange, right? Orange. Or I'll go and bring something like, this is yellow. I have a yellow towel. Okay, so go and bring something, bring it. Okay, that's another fun game. Then you can talk about the things that your students brought. Okay. Okay, so are you having fun? Yes? Okay, and here's another fun game that I like to play. Okay, so here I have some more cards. Okay, here. Now, can you guess what this is? Okay, so you just need the flashcards, and maybe you can cover the flashcards, okay, with something. So I'll cover the flashcards with my bag. Okay, now here, can you see my flashcards? Okay, what is it? Can you guess? What is it? Can you see something brown there? What is it? Can you guess? Or do you want to see more? Then say more, please. More, please. Okay, I'll show you more. Now, what is it? What is it? More, please? Say more, please, everyone. More, please. Chicken? No, it's not a chicken. Okay, more, please. What is it? What is it? Yes. What is it? It's a lion. Okay, very good. It's a lion. Okay. So compare this game with this. Okay. Okay, everyone. We'll do animals today. Okay. We'll do animals today. Look, what is it? It's a tiger. Okay. Look, what is it? It's a cat. Okay. You can do it this way, right? You can do it this way, or you can hide the card, right? And you show the card slowly, right? This can be more fun, right? Children can use their brain. They try to guess what the animal is, right? They want to learn. Then you teach the word. Okay, that's the moment that you can teach that word. Then students will remember because they are curious. They really want to find out what's on the card. Let's try one more, okay? Now, what is it? Can you see? Can you see the black bits here? Right? So what is it? A dog? A fruit? Now say more, please, everyone. More, please. It's a turtle? No, it's not a turtle. I'll show you more, okay? What is it? More, please. Okay, what is it? Is it a dog? No, it's not a dog. No. Now I'll show you more. More, please. What is it? Yes, it's a panda. Okay, very good. It's a panda. Okay, so this is very engaging, right? Okay, very good. It's a panda. Good. Okay, so this is slowly revealing. Yeah, it's fun, right? It's very fun. Okay, now next one is what's missing and what comes next. Okay, so you can use the actual flashcards like this, right? Or you can create your own flashcards, right? You can do the slowly revealing on your PPT. Okay, you can make a PPT, right? And do it this way, right? If you want. So here I have another card here behind the question mark, right? What can you see there? What is it? Can you guess? Do you want to see more? Okay. Can you see this here? What do you think this is? A sheep, maybe? A horse, maybe? Cow, maybe? Okay. More, please. Okay, what is it? A bull. Yes, it's a sheep. Okay, it's a sheep. It's a sheep. What sound does a sheep make? Right? Can you make the sound? Yes, very good. So it's a sheep. So you can do it on your PPT slides, right? If you don't have the physical flashcards, right? You can create a PPT flashcards and play a game like this, right? This is adapting the activity idea, right? Now this is a different game. What comes next? This is a sequencing game. That's very good for your students' brain development. It's a very good 21st century skills, right? Sequencing. So here we have, let's look at number one. What can you see? You have bananas, watermelons, watermelons, bananas, watermelons. And what comes next? What comes next? Watermelons. Okay, very good. Now let's say together, everyone. Okay, bananas, watermelons, watermelons. Bananas, watermelons, watermelons. Okay, very good. Now let's look at number two, right? We have apples, right? These are apples, not cherries, right? Apples. Okay, number two, apples. So apples, apples, grapes, grapes, apples. What comes next? Apples. Okay, very good. So let's read it together. Let's say it together, everyone. Apples, apples, grapes, grapes, apples, apples. Okay, so it's very good speaking practice. They will say the words constantly, right? And then learn the words. Okay, and if you want to practice the structure, you can use, okay, what are they? They are apples. What are they? They are apples. They are grapes. Okay, another fun game, right? You make your students think. Okay, now here you can play another, here I have another one, sorry. What's missing? Okay, this is another fun game you can do. Okay, now I have 6 cards there, right? All classroom objects, right? I have a desk, a clock, a map, a pencil, a bag, and a crayon. Okay, now I have 6 cards here, right? I'll take 1 card away. So you will see only 5 cards. And you have to guess, right, what's missing. Okay, ready? Now remember all 6 cards. You have to remember. Okay, desk, clock, map, pencil, bag, crayon. Okay, now what's missing? Now only I have 5 cards here. What's missing? A desk. Okay, very good, a desk, right? So here, remember this, right? The desk here, it's missing. Okay, and if you want to make this more challenging, you can add more cards, right? You can have like 10 cards or 12 cards. Okay, by adding more cards, you can make it more challenging for your students. You can start with something easy, right, and add more cards. Okay, so here the language target is classroom object. You want to teach the words for classroom objects, right? And you can mix the targets, right? If you can mix this with fruits, so you can put together fruit cards and the classroom object cards, and take 1 card out, so students will have to guess. Okay, so mix the targets to make it more interesting, more challenging, or use more cards. Okay, that's very good. Now we have another one. This is using digital flashcards, right? If you have the access to digital flashcards, you can play a game like this. So let me show you the digital flashcards. Okay, so I'll stop sharing this screen and I'll pull out another screen. Okay, so here I have another screen, and I'll show you the digital flashcards. Okay. Now I think I have to probably log in again. Yeah, I'll log in. Okay, so give me like 1 minute to log in. Okay, and then let's use the ebooks. Okay, now I have the ebook and I have the digital flashcards in the ebook. Okay, so okay, here we are. So here's the digital flashcards. Okay, so let's do the colors. Okay. So when you are teaching the colors, you can use the physical flashcards like this, right? I have the color cards here, right? I also have the digital flashcards. It's taking a little bit of time to upload. Can you give me like 2 minutes? Okay. Let's go through the physical flashcards. Okay, so here, what color is it, everyone? It's yellow, right? Yellow. And what color is it? It's orange. Oh, sorry, it's red, right? It's red. And what color is it? It's pink. Okay. And what color is it? It's purple. Okay, very good. And what color is it? It's brown. Okay, so you can go through the physical flashcards like this, right? Or you can, it's still taking time, right? To get uploaded, I think. Hang on, let me try this again. Still the same. Anyway, while we are waiting, we can try something else. Okay, so if you're using a book, right, you can use the book to play listen and touch, right? Can you see the colors here? Right, I have all these different colors, right? So listen and touch. Okay, so listen very carefully and you can touch on your screen. Okay, touch on your screen. Ready? It's pink. Can you touch? It's pink. Okay. It's orange. It's black. Okay, you can touch. Or you can go faster if you want. Okay, let's go faster. Now here, let's go, let's do 2 colors. Okay, yellow and pink. So yellow and pink. Okay, let's do black and white. Black and white. Okay, so you can do it on the screen first, and you can ask your students to do it on their book. Okay, so open your book, right? And then touch on your book. You can touch. Okay, I'll say the color, you touch on the book. Okay, so orange, touch. Green, touch. And let's do 2 colors. Blue, yellow, blue, yellow. Gray, orange, gray, orange. Okay, now let's do 3 colors. Okay, brown, blue, green. Brown, blue, green. So students will have to listen to you very carefully, right? And then they'll have to touch on their book. Okay? So this is listen and touch. Okay? Listen and touch. Very simple, right? But you know, they can pay attention, listen to you, and then touch. Okay? And you can ask your students to be a teacher. Okay? If you speak all the time, then you know it's not so good. So maybe one of your students can be the teacher, and that student will say the color, right? Pink and blue. Then other students will touch pink and blue. Okay, very simple game, but it's fun, right? It's more fun than just listen and repeat. Yes. Okay, now let's see if this works. This is still taking time. I think we'll have to come back to this, right? Sorry about that. These things always happen when you teach online classes, right? Doesn't it? It always happens. Something always happens. And I don't know why, right? So when things like this happen, you can always change your plan, right? You can use the physical flashcards, right? If the digital flashcards don't work, right? So have the backup plan, which is very important, right? Have the backup plan and try, okay? And then if something doesn't work, then you can always come back. Oh, now we have, right? Now we have the digital flashcards. Can you all see the flashcards? Yes? You can see this? Okay, now here, let's listen.
Red.
What color is it? Red. Okay.
White.
What color is it? White.
Yellow.
Yellow. Okay, so you can go through the digital flashcards like this, right? And you can also play a game. So let's play a game. So here we are. This is a matching game. You have to match the colors. Okay, so here let's try number 1 and number 7. You have to match the color and the word. Okay, match the color with the word. So let's try number 1 and number 10. Okay, number 1. What color is it? It's red. Okay, number 10. Yellow. Did you see that? Yellow. Is it a match? No, it's not a match.
Sorry to interrupt you. So sorry to interrupt you, but yes, we are not watching your screen.
Oh, you're not watching my screen?
No. We are just watching the books in the platform.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Let me try again.
Okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, let me try again.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, now can you see my screen?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
We can see the books again in the platform, on the platform.
Okay.
Yes.
And can you see a different page, or is it still the same page?
The same page. It's still
the same page.
Yes.
Oh, strange. That's very strange, but let me try again. Okay, one more time. Okay, now can you see the cards?
Yes, now we can see the
Okay,
cards.
good.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
No,
sorry
don't
about
worry,
that.
don't worry.
Yes. Okay,
Yes,
sorry
it
about
happens.
that.
Okay, yes.
Okay, now here, let's try number 1 and number 10. Okay, so here, number 1, what color is it? It's black, right? Yes. Okay, now let's try number 10. Did you see that? Orange. Black and orange. Is it a match? Is it a match? No, it's not a match. Okay, now let's try something else. Can you give me 2 colors? Okay, give me 2 colors. I mean 2 numbers. Okay, give me 2 numbers. Let's try number 4 and 8. Okay, number 4. Oh, what color is it? It's green. Okay, now let's try number 8. Did you see that? Red. Is it a match? No, it's not a match. Okay, can we ever find a match? We try one more time. Okay, let's try number 5 and number 12. Okay.
Red.
Wow, we have a match. Red, we have a match. Okay, very good. Try one more. Let's try number 2 and 12. Okay, try number 2. Green. Remember green? There was a green. Where was green? Can you remember? I think it was number 4.
Green.
Yes, green. Okay, green. Is it a match? Yes, it's a match. Okay, so you play a matching game like this, right? It's very fun. So you can ask your students to give the numbers, right? And then you do it. Okay, very good. Now let's go back to the slide, okay? Now we are back in the slide, right? Can you see my slide?
Yes, yes, it's okay.
Yes, okay, very good. So this is the matching game that I was talking about, right? Okay, so you can use the digital flashcards and you can play games like this. Okay, now here we have a board game. You can also play a board game. Okay, so here if you have something like this, okay, you can do it on your book actually, or you can do it online. Okay, so let's do something on the book, right? If you don't have an access to online game board, right, you can use the book. So, or you can use the actual board game board if you have the board game. So can you see my game board? Yes?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, very good. So here you can start from here, okay, and you go around, right, and you finish, right? So here you can use actual dice like this, right? I made these dice, okay? You just need a box and put some stickers, right? I made this box, okay? Or you can use online dice, right? These that you can just search online dice, then you get this free online dice, okay? And here you can roll the dice, okay? I'll just use this one, right? I get, how many did I get? 2, right? I got 2. So here from the board, you can go 2. So you start from here, you go 1, 2. Okay, so what is it? It's a dog, right? It's a white dog. This is a white dog, right? And then you can put your sticky note, right? You know those sticky notes. So you can put your sticky notes here, right? So that's where I am. Maybe you can put the red sticky notes there, right? And one of your students, right, can roll the dice, right? And if they get 5, right, you go 5. So you start here and go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it? It's a horse, right? So this is a black horse. They'll have to say this. Then you can put the sticky notes here, maybe different color now, blue. Okay, so they can stay here, right? And after that, it's your turn. So you start from here, okay? You know here because you put the sticky notes here. And roll the dice again and move, right? This is a board game that you can do online. Or you can do the digital version. Okay, so let me try the digital version. Okay. Now I'll have to go back to the ebook. Okay, so I hope this works okay this time. Okay. Okay, now here you are. So let's go to this. Let's find another book and then go to page 88. Okay, go to board game, and I think I'll have to share this again. Okay, let me share this again. Okay, here we are. I hope you can see the board game now. Okay, can you see the board game?
Yes, now yes.
Yes.
Yes,
okay, so we have the board game. This is a digital board game, right? So this one is to practice phonics, right? Here you are making short vowel words. So if it's A, then you have to make a word like can, okay, C-A-N, can, or hat, okay? And if you go to E, right, you have to make a word like pen, okay? So when you play this game, again, you can roll the dice or you can use the digital online dice, right? And then if you go to, let's roll it. So here I have 6. Okay, so let's go 6. Start from here. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm here, right? Oh, here you can actually mark it. Let's change the color to red. Okay, and let's make it thicker. Okay, now here I'm here. Okay, so I'm here. I'll have to make a word, right, with O. So I can make a word pot, right? P-O-T, pot. Okay, now it's your students' turn. They can roll their dice, right? They've got 2. Okay, then they can move from start 1, 2. This time, let's mark it with blue. Okay, so here they are here. So they have to make a word with E. Maybe they can say something like pen. Okay, and you keep playing like that. Okay, so this is the digital version of a board game. Okay. Okay, now let's go back to my slide. Okay. So there are many things you can do, right? As you can see, we've been playing many games, right? So going back to my slide. Okay, here we go. So we finished this one. And we have other digital games that you can do, right? Let me quickly check the time. Right? Am I doing okay with the time? Or am I running out of the time? I'm actually running out of the time, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Some minutes now, please.
That's right, yeah. So what we can do now is maybe we can do another webinar on this, right? Yes.
Great,
so maybe
great,
Mutesa can organize
nice.
another webinar so that we can do
Of
the songs and the
course.
stories, right? But
Of
today
course.
you probably got plenty of ideas, right? Did you get a lot of ideas?
Yes.
About
Hundreds of.
Yes, we have like a lot of ideas,
Yes.
right? And let me just finish this by saying last few words that I want to say. Okay. So there are important things that you have to remember. Remember the 5 things that I talked about earlier, right? Teach important things that you have to remember, both for online classes and offline classes, right? So here. This is for students' encouragement, right? When you want to motivate your student, this is what you can do. So here, can you see the stickers? Can you see the stickers there?
Yes.
So collect the stickers and stamps, right? You cannot actually give the stickers to your students, right? It's impossible, right? You cannot meet your students now because you are teaching online, but you can probably make something like this and you collect the stickers for the students. So I have 4 students in my class. I have Jose, Sofia, Luis, and Maria, right? And today, Jose did very well, so I give super effort sticker. Sophia, great job. Luis, great job. And Maria, fantastic. So you can you can collect the stickers for your students, right? And maybe when you meet them next time, maybe after the corona, you can give the real stickers to your students, right? You can keep this, right? This is like for your students' motivation, right? So have fun teaching online classes, and I hope you learn some activity ideas that you can use for your class, right? And of course, you can adapt the ideas to suit your classroom situation, right? And the levels, right? You can actually adjust the levels, right? This one was, the session that I did today was for very young children, right? But if you are teaching like older students, you can use the same idea, right? But use the more difficult language targets, right? That's all you have to do. So be flexible and be adaptable and be creative and enjoy your online lessons, right? Look at this. Can you see these icebergs, right? teachers are like icebergs. At any one time, you are only seeing about 1/10 of what they are actually doing, right? So you are doing all this work, right? Under the water, you have this big work, right? You are working and working, right? Your hard work, but only shows a little bit, right? So things might not work when you plan, as you planned, right? But, you know, if your students enjoy and if you enjoy, I mean, that's the whole point, right? So I hope you enjoy your online lessons and have fun with your students. Thank you and happy Korean Thanksgiving holiday. It's Korean holiday now, right? And I took this photo last night. Can you see the moon? It's the full moon day.
Yes, wonderful,
Yeah, so
wonderful, yes.
thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank
And if you
you.
have time, you can visit eFuture Facebook or YouTube. You can find lots of webinar videos there and activity ideas. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
I hope I can see you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It was wonderful, a wonderful session. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing all these wonderful ideas. I know all teachers got excellent material and resources for our classes. Thank you again. Thank you for accepting our invitation. It was a pleasure to have you here, right? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Yes. Now, please. Yes. Okay. It was a wonderful session, right? It was a wonderful session. The 2 sessions were perfect for us. They are what we were looking for, I guess. And thank you again. Thank you again. We are getting to the end of this day, the first day of our international convention, our meet. Okay, after many years, we are returning to this. We told you that we were going to have the second part of our meet, and here we are. Here we are with you, celebrating our anniversary. You know, what comes next? What comes next? The raffle. I know, you are waiting for the raffle, okay? But before the raffle, okay, before you go, we need pictures for our Facebook, okay? Pictures to see you, how happy you were in our sessions, okay? So please turn on your cameras, so you can be in our pictures, right? Turn on your cameras and say, when I say 1, 2, 3, you say, happy anniversary, Nutesa, right? Yes, 1, 2, 3. Happy anniversary, Nutesa, right? Yes, say hello, hello. We are taking pictures. We are taking pictures of you. Turn on your cameras, please. Turn on your cameras. We want to see your faces. Yes, say hello, hello, right? Say hello. It's nice. A pleasure to have you here, right? Wonderful friends, teachers, colleagues. Thank you so much. Okay, let's look at you. Yes, here you are, right? Yes, all of the pictures. We want to remember this time, these moments. Okay, it was wonderful for us to have you here. Yes? Okay, nice, nice, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. My God, my God. All teachers are here. Thank you. Thank you very much. And 2 more days, huh? Two more days sharing with you, okay? 2 more days. Now I cannot find myself. Ah, yes, here I am. I cannot see myself. Here I am, here I am. Now, let's start with our raffle. What we have for you, what we have for you. Yes, always as teachers, we are looking to improve, okay, for improving ourselves. And we have a very important course from CTS, Customized Training Services, who is in charge of training teachers, you know, experienced teachers working there. And we have this course, how to make online exams with self-correction and feedback included. Can you imagine? We are looking for this. We are looking for this. So this is the course that we are going to have as a prize for you. And how many prizes we are going to have for today, because tomorrow we are going to have more? 5 prizes, 5 prizes, okay? But of course, the prizes are going to be for the teachers who are now here, huh? You have to tell me, here I am, Patty, here I am. Okay, so let's see my glasses because I cannot see. I am thinking that I continue being young. So yes, okay, we start with our raffle. Let's start. My God, first part. Yes, yes. Let's see, 5 prizes, 5 prizes. Okay, let's see, I'm nervous. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great, here you are, Yes, okay. Yes, Aragon, Soto, Armeli, Sofia. Say present. If I don't hear you, no. 3, 2, no, Araceli, no, Armeli, Sofia, Aragon, Soto. Are you here? Say yes, no. Here I am, no, here, where is? I cannot see the chat box, please. Yes, Sofia, Armeli, Sofia, Aragon, Soto. Yes, if the person is not here, for sure, we are going to try again, right? Here I am, she says. Okay, okay, yes. Patricia Carla Acosta de la Torre. Patricia Carla Acosta de la Torre. Are you here? Say yes. Are you here? Yes. Patricia Carla Acosta de la Torre is not. 2, 3, 2, 1. No, Patricia. No, Patricia. Ah, they are mute, but write in the chat box, please. Right there. If you are present, okay, right there. So no Patricia Carla Acosta de la Torre. No here, right? Our marketing department is in charge of this. So yes, okay, just write, here I am. And I can take this, right? Now, the next prize, William Bornas Rios. William Bornas Rios. William Bornas Rios, are you here? Are you here? 3, 2, 1. No, William. No, William. Roxana Malqui Acuña. Roxana Malqui Acuña. Roxana Malqui Acuña, are you here? 3, 2, 1. No. Natalia Isabel Moquillaza Vidal, are you here? Are you here? 3, 2, you help me counting, huh? Yes, okay, okay, yes. No, 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 no. Again, okay, we have to try again. We have to try again. Okay, we have to try again. Okay, yes, again. Yes, one more, that one more. Okay, yes, one more, right. Wait. Yes, again. Okay, again. Yes, again. Don't be nervous. Okay, I can see friendly faces. Yes, there you are, teacher Victor. Okay, hello. Hello, Miss Rosemary, hello. Okay, again, here we go again. Write in the chat box, write present, here I am. Right, we are going to be looking at you, right? Yes, yes. The first one was here. 5, 4, 3, again, 2, 1. Let's see. Okay. Liliana Alicia Herboso Tarazona. Liliana Alicia Herboso Tarazona. Are you here? Are you here? No, no.
Ojalá esté.
You are not there. You are not there. You are not here. No, 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 Liliana Alicia. Okay. Sevillanos Cabrera. Sevillanos Cabrera. Sevillanos Cabrera. Here I am. Ah, Natalia Moqui. Well, okay. Sevillanos Cabrera. Okay, Sevillanos Cabrera. Sevillanos Cabrera, no, it's not here. Okay, yes. Janet María Villanueva Álvarez. Janet María Villanueva Álvarez. Janet María Villanueva Álvarez. Okay, Janet María Villanueva Álvarez. 3, 2, 1, not here. Evelyn Segura Casanova. Evelyn Segura Casanova. Evelyn Segura Casanova. Yes, no, 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 she's not here. She's not here again, my God, okay? These prices, right, okay, they don't want to go. They don't want to go, they don't want to go. One more. Yes, again, don't worry. Again, they are gone like students, yes. They escape, as I always say, right? They escape. Let's see. Again, don't worry, again. Okay, yes, here we are. Again, yes, okay. Great, again. Okay, again. Yes, 2 and 1. Let's see. Mónica Beatriz Calderón Quinto. Mónica Beatriz Calderón Quinto, are you here? Say yes, Mónica Beatriz. No. Villanueva Álvarez Janet María. Villanueva Álvarez Janet María. No. Okay. Jacqueline Reyes Trujillo. Yes. Jacqueline Reyes Trujillo, no. Shirley Jennifer Medina Calle. It's not me. Shirley Jennifer Medina Calle. No, right, okay. Again. My God. Again. Yes, one more. Our raffle. Let's see. Yes, let's see. One more. Okay. One more time. Okay, yes. Let's see. Okay, again. Okay, crossing my fingers. Yes, right. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. Mariana Elizabeth Rojas Vilches. Mariana Elizabeth Rojas Vilches, are you here? No. Yanela Garcilaso Gallardo. Yanela, no. Okay, Yulisa Elizabeth Barreda Nieves. Here I am. Yulisa is there. Okay, Yulisa Elizabeth Barreda Nieves is here. Okay, Erika Rosa Carmen Párraga. Okay, Erika Rosa Carmen Párraga is not. Okay, so again, I guess 3 more prizes. Okay, 3 more prizes. Yes, okay, 3 more prizes. One more. 3 more prizes. Yes, 3 more prizes.
Patti, Miss Garcilaso sí está presente.
Where is she? Miss Garcilaso is here, but yes. Miss Garcilaso Gallardo is here. Yes, okay.
G. Gallardo, sí.
Yes, yeah. Miss Garcilaso Gallardo is here. So just two more prizes. Two more prizes. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Just two, just two. Okay, for me, please, yes. Okay, Vázquez Gutiérrez Moisés, Vázquez Gutiérrez Moisés, and Frankie Condor Santos. Frankie Condor Santos, Moisés Vázquez Gutiérrez. No, no here. No here. Again. Two more. Okay, no here, yes, two more. Again, the two. Okay, yes. Just to finish, two more. Again, yes, again. Okay. Natalia Moquillaza, she says she is here. Okay, so one more, yes, just one more. Natalia Moquillaza was here. So it was the first group. Okay, so just one more prize. One more prize, just one more. Okay, just one more. Okay, one more prize, and that's it. Me, they say me, yes, for you. Okay, just one. Let's see, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Beatriz Andrea Calagua Naventa. Beatriz Andrea Calagua Naventa. Are you here? No. Okay, one more, again. If not, we pass this prize for tomorrow, huh? Okay, yes, one more. Again, here we go. Okay, yes. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Miria Luz. 3, 2, 1. No Miria Luz. Again. No Miria Luz present here. Okay, yes, one more. My God. Okay, yes. One more. Yes. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2. Teacher Achahuanco, yes, Luis Ángel. Luis Alberto Delgado Justiniani. Are you here? Yes? No. He's not here. One more. If not, I think for tomorrow, huh? We pass this prize for tomorrow. Countdown, yes. Okay. No, it's not. Yes. One more. Yes, one more. Okay. Just one.
Patti, Delgado Justiniani salió.
And is she here?
Luis Alberto Delgado Justiniani.
Okay, if he is present, we are done. If he is present, we have all the prizes. Con Delgado Justiniano ya tenemos the 5 winners. Yes, okay. So we have the 5 winners, right? We have the 5 winners. You know, our marketing department is going to be contact you, okay? They will be contacting you, right? So to have all the details and to let you know what you are going to do for these prizes, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you here again, and see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow at the same time, okay? See you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Take care. Take care. Oh, friends, thank you. Goodbye, Mrs. Ella. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye, Lucia. Bye, bye. Teacher Victor. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Hi, thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Sophia. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye, Miss Anita, Miriam, Miss Mercedes, everybody. Miss Gertrudis. Goodbye. Goodbye, Miss Norma. Right. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, friend. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.